Okay, welcome to our video on how to properly cite sources. I'll try to make this speedy. So here we go. Alright, right now I'm on Mr. Lang's paper, which can be found on the back of the rubric of the current events paper. So here's what I'd like you to do. Number one, we're going to be looking at body paragraph 1, so you can look at it right here. Here it is. Oh gosh, dang it. Forgive me. Okay, here it is, this paragraph here, body paragraph 1. You can do this or you can just listen, but what we did with class is we started by looking at how many sentences in this one body paragraph are Mr. Lang's, how many are from a source, and also how many different sources are cited. So, pause the video if you'd like here, search how many are Lang's, how many source, how many are different sources. Pause it. Okay, you're back. So how many are Mr. Lang's? 7. 7 sentences are his. How many are from the source? 6. 6 from the sources. And how many different sources? 4. So let's check our work here. Okay. First off, I'm going to color code this first sentence, Mr. Lang's, no citation. I'm going to highlight that in yellow. Okay. You notice it's not from a source because no source referenced. Also, it's always a good idea in your introductory statement as well as your concluding to not use sources. This is your paper, you own it, no sources. Do your best to avoid that. Keep to big ideas. So we'll check Mr. Lang, sure enough. Last 2 sentences, his ideas. That is a good strategy. I call that the sandwich effect, sandwich approach to paragraph writing. The bun on top is you, the bun on the bottom is you. Alright, now let's get a closer look. Next sentence in the body paragraph. Right here. Is that a source or is that Mr. Lang? It is a source because it's cited. So I'm going to go with green right there. Okay. Green, from source. Now, here's the code that we teachers use with you students. When we see this parenthetical citation right here, okay, it's telling us a few things. First, it's from this source, and it has a page. Now, this is the code between teacher and student, between reader and writer. I'm going to look for that name when I go to the works cited. So, I'm looking, oh man, you stink, computer. I'm going to be looking at the works cited. And teacher, reader, we're always looking right in the number 1 spot for each entry. So I'm looking for this item, I'm looking for this, for this, for this, for this, and for this in the parenthetical. Has to be there, that's how we check it. Now what happens if, let's say, you don't have an author, that's gone, then you do the first thing listed, which will be our article title right here. Whole thing goes in the parenthetical. Unless, of course, you have a really long title, and in that case, you can just put the words up to punctuation if you have a semicolon or something. But this is what has to be there, the name or article title in the number 1 spot. So we'll check Mr. Lang, okay? Let's go back up. Next sentence. Is this a Lang or is this a source? This is Lang. No citation. Yes, he is referencing an idea, but it's his idea, no citation. And of course, if it was from a source, he had a source, a book in front of him, and he was copying out of it, then it should be cited. If he learned this, and he didn't use a text to paraphrase from, we can call it his idea. Alright, next one. This is Mr. Lang. No citation. Okay, next, something interesting happening here. Let's look at this one. Obviously from a source. Okay, but here we have a double citation. We got our name in the parenthetical. Yep, we already checked that. But out here, right here, you can see that Mr. Lang is citing someone who said something in the source. So this is a source within this source. So you want to double cite it. Who said it in the source? What's the source? And you gotta have both. Okay, next up. Same thing. Well, not same thing. Parenthetical right at the end. We could quick check it. Is it there on the works cited? Son of a gun. Good job, Mr. Lang. There it is. Okay, back to paragraph. Next sentence. Looks like we got a little double citation. Parenthetical. Good. And I guess I forgot to mention this. Notice how he's punctuating. We got a quote, no punctuation, parenthetical, no comma, end parenthetical, period. That's it. If, say, you end a sentence on a quote, right here is a good one. Okay, period inside the quote. That's how we do it. Now here, you'll notice no parenthetical, but cited. Right here, in text. Come on, you. Right here. Harris. We got a name of an author. Is Harris on the works cited? Hot diggity dog, right there. Okay, back up. Next sentence. Come on. Next two sentences. Both Lang, no citations. Okay, good. Next up, our last sentence. Black. Yep. Green. Cited. Let's check it. Come on. Black, are you there? Yep, number one spot, black. Okay, we got it. Back up. Now, one last thing I want to stress with source citation and source use. The best writers will seamlessly use quotes in their writing, and it's a mark between a strong writer and a weak writer. Look at how he does. Let's do this one here. Look at this one that I'm going to highlight. According to Harris, one goal of the new cameras is to provide one set of uncontestable footage and thus facts. See how it just flows together? And if I read that out loud to you and you didn't have this paper in front of you, you couldn't tell where the quote began and his sentence ended. That's seamless use of quote. That's what we want to strive for. Not awkward flinging quotes in, but smooth use of quote to prove what you're saying. So, I would check your paper for this. I would make sure every idea that came out of a source that you paraphrased is cited. If it uses details that absolutely came out of that source, I would cite it. It makes you stronger when you do that. Okay? If you want to run your stuff by me, great. Bring your paper in. And then once you've seen this video, you make your changes, bring me your updated paper with the rubric. Happy writing.